Now let's start with the example of result management system, and let's see how we can draw the DFD for this. So let's start from the level 0 DFD. Level 0 DFD we can draw in a same manner as we can draw the context diagram. So in this level 0 DFD, same as in a context diagram, we will represent the system with this circle, and with that we will represent the information that we are going to feed in this system, and with that also we will represent the users who are going to feed the required information in a system. And after that we will also represent the informations that is coming out from the system and will be used by the other users or users of the system for whom we are going to do the development of the system. So either we can draw the context diagram or level 0 DFD. With the help of the both the diagram, we will represent the same content or same information about the information that we are going to feed and the information that is coming out from the system. So now let's see how we can draw the level 1 DFD for result management system. Now in level 1 DFD, we will represent all the internal processes that we are going to have in a software that we are going to develop. And with that also we will represent the different data stores or the tables that we are going to design in a database that we will require to develop with the system, where we are going to store the different informations further that will be used to provide the required detail and information from the system to the user. So let's start from this user, administrator. Administrator is the user of the system, and we can represent this user inside the rectangular box, and that should be the more better representation that we can use to draw the level 1 DFD or any level DFD. So here we will have this user administrator, and we will have this process user account management, and through this process the administrator will feed the details of all the users to whom we will require to provide the access permission of this software. And here we will have the table or data store with the name user account information, where we will store the information or details of the account, means the username and ID of all and their role of all the users to whom we are going to provide the access permission of this software. After that we will have this login process, and through this process all the user who wants to use the facilities of this software needs to log in, and for that purpose they need to enter their user ID and password and the role of that particular user. So you can see here all the user, this marks entry operator is a user, data entry operator is the another user, and here the coordinator is the another user, and everyone needs to enter their user ID and password through this login process. And after that this process will verify the details entered by the user through the detail that we will have in this user account information table, and after that user will get the permission to access the facilities of this software. Now this data entry operator will use also this student information management process. This is subject information, by mistake it is written student, but this is subject information management process, and another one is student subject choice management process. These are the three different processes through which the data entry operator will enter the details of the students, details of the subject offered to the student in a different semester or year, and the subject choice for the students. So, and all that information will get stored in their respective data store. Student details table, student details will get stored in student details table through this process. Subject details will get stored in subject information and subject details table through this process, and this is the table where we will store the information related to the student subject choice. And next we will have this marks information management process, through which the marks entry clerk or marks entry operator will feed the marks scored by the student in a different subject, and that marks will get stored in this marks detail table. And further this marks will be used, and the information from the student details and the subject details table further will be used by this report generation method, and further it will generate the required report of the or result report of the student. Further, that information can be visible and viewed by the coordinator, or if it is required, some another user to whom we are going to provide the access permission will view the result or result report of the student if they will require. So this is all about the information that we are representing in a level 1 DFD. Means we are representing all the internal structure or processes that we are going to have in a software, and the data stores or the tables that we are going to have in a database that we are going to design. And further, this information we will utilize to do the analysis in order to identify whether further more processes will be required to add in this software that we are going to develop, or further anything or any process is required to be get modified as per our need. So this is all about the level 1 DFD. Now let's thank you.